guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Warriors fans, brace yourselves because this is the kind of breaking news that shakes an entire fan base. The Golden State Warriors, a team known for stability, for building a culture of winning, and for keeping their young core together, have just been hit with a major shock. Jonathan Kuminga, the 21-year-old rising star who has been steadily growing into one of the league's most athletic and dynamic forwards, has reportedly rejected a massive $45 million contract extension offer from the Warriors. Yes, you heard that right, $45 million on the table. And Kuminga said, "No, this is not just about numbers. This is about what it means for the future of the franchise, the chemistry of the roster, and the team's chances to contend in the coming seasons." If you've been following Kuminga's rise, you know he's been showing signs of breaking out into a true two-way force. His athleticism, defensive versatility, and ability to slash to the rim have made him an essential part of the Warriors' rotation. And yet here we are with a contract standoff that no one saw coming. The initial report suggests that Kuminga and his representatives believe his market value is significantly higher than what the Warriors are currently offering, especially given the rising salary cap and the kind of deals other players in his agent's skill range have been signing. In other words, this isn't just about turning down $45 million. It's about betting on himself, believing that a breakout season could push his value into the $70 million plus range over the next few years. The timing of this could not be more delicate for Golden State. Their Warriors are already balancing a tight salary cap situation with huge contracts tied to Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, and Andrew Wiggins, and the looming question marks around Klay Thompson's future. Adding another big payday for Kuminga means the front office has to either be willing to go deep into the luxury tax or make some painful roster decisions. And let's be clear, losing a young star like Kuminga would be a nightmare for this franchise. He represents the bridge between the Warriors' championship core and their next generation. Without him, the team risks becoming overly reliant on an aging lineup, which could mean the championship window slams shut sooner than expected. Sources close to the situation are saying the Warriors are frustrated, but still hopeful they can reach an agreement. Negotiations aren't dead, but both sides are digging in. The front office reportedly believes the $45 million offer was fair based on Kuminga's current production, while Kuminga's camp believes his trajectory will make him worth much more in the near future. And if you look at the numbers, it's not hard to see where that confidence comes from. Kuminga's scoring has been climbing steadily each season. His efficiency is improving, and his defensive impact, especially guarding multiple positions, has been invaluable. But there's another layer to this story that could get even more dramatic. Around the league, teams are watching this situation closely. You better believe rival regimes are already imagining Kuminga in their jersey, wondering what kind of trade package might tempt Golden State if the contract talks completely collapse. For the Warriors, the nightmare scenario is losing Kuminga for nothing in free agency. But the equally painful scenario is being forced into a trade they don't really want to make. Now, don't underestimate Kuminga's importance to the locker room dynamic. He's young, hungry, and brings an energy that can sometimes reignite the veterans during long stretches of the season. Losing him or even having this standoff linger into the season could create tension. Remember, this is a team that thrives on chemistry. Distractions like this can spiral into bigger problems if not handled quickly. Steve Kerr has already been asked about the situation in recent media appearances. And while he's keeping his responses diplomatic, you can tell this isn't the kind of storyline he wants dominating headlines during the season. For a coach trying to focus on rotations, health, and playoff positioning, the last thing he needs is a contract drama hanging over the team. And for Kuminga, the pressure is now even higher. Every game becomes a showcase. every performance a data point in this high-stakes negotiation. If he plays lights out, his value skyrockets, making the Warriors front office sweat even more. But if he struggles or faces an injury setback, suddenly the decision to reject $45 million might not look so smart. Let's not forget the fan perspective in all of this. Warriors fans have been invested in Kuminga's growth since day one. And for many, he's the most exciting young player to come through the Bay since the early days of Curry and Thompson. The thought of him in another team's uniform. That's enough to make Dub Nation collectively hold its breath. Social media is already lighting up with reactions. Some fans are siding with Kuminga, saying he deserves to bet on himself, while others are frustrated, pointing out that $45 million is life-changing money and more than fair given his current role. And here's where things get even more interesting. Kuminga's decision could have ripple effects on the Warriors trade strategy. If the front office starts to believe an extension is unlikely, they might pivot toward using him as a centerpiece in a blockbuster trade for another established star. That's a move that could keep the team in win-now mode, but also risk losing their most promising young talent. Looking around the league, you can already see potential suitors. Teams with cap space and a need for an athletic forward would be lining up. Imagine Kuminga next to a Luka Doncic in Dallas, or paired with a rising guard in Orlando, or even as part of a young core in Oklahoma City. The possibilities are endless, and that's exactly what makes this situation so dangerous for Golden State. They don't just risk losing a player, they risk losing a player whose best years are still ahead of him. The question now becomes, how far are their Warriors willing to go to keep him? They've been known to pay big to keep their core together, but with luxury tax bills already astronomical, at what point does ownership say enough is enough? And for Kuminga, the gamble is huge. Rejecting $45 million means you have to back it up with performance, consistency, and health. It's a bet that could make him one of the highest paid young forwards in the league, or leave him wishing he had taken the deal. Every update, every rumor, every quote from either side is going to be dissected by fans, analysts, and rival executives. Because in the high-stakes world of NBA, a team building, moments like this can define a franchise's future for years to come. So, buckle up, Warriors fans. This story is far from over, and the next chapter could be even more explosive. Whether Kuminga ends up signing, getting traded, or walking away, one thing's for sure, the Golden State Warriors are facing one of their toughest decisions in recent memory. And the outcome will shape the team's destiny for years to come. And as always, we'll be here to bring you every twist, turn, and breaking update in this contract standoff that has officially put the Warriors on edge. Because in the NBA, the game doesn't just happen on the court. It happens in the boardroom, in the negotiation room, and in the high-pressure moments where millions of dollars in championship dreams collide. Stay tuned, because this one's just getting started.